All right, welcome to the Secret League Start Part 2 stream. One that most people miss because they're probably in bed, since I know a lot of people who watch me live in Europe. But it's League Start. It's the perfect day for bad decisions.
Take a deep
like staying up
breath,
way too late,
exile.
which is
That
exactly what
is
I'm
the
going to be
smell
doing.
of civilized society.
And, also Mirrors of Delirium plus Strong Boxes. That's another bad decision that I'm going to be doing. Don't worry, that's going to be me in a couple hours. Hopefully you don't die like I just did, though. Lake of Kalandra's been great. Very happy with the League mechanics so far. I don't have any Chaos Res. His Delirium stuff is a terrible idea. I'm going to get it to 4, I think, and then just drop it. Oh, did I just start the Abyss? I definitely just started the Abyss. No, we're just ending it now. I want some of my rewards, but I don't want to die for them.
Just in time.
Okay. Poisonous Concoction feels very weird in enclosed spaces. I don't know if that means I'm hitting walls and losing overlaps, or I'm just not used to it in enclosed spaces, but it feels very weird. Swap. Change a water tile into an empty tile, or swap a water tile with an empty. Dinner was good. Had some leftover Indian. Yeah, things not worth fighting. Ghosted diving abyss monster. No thanks. I'll pass on that. It definitely feels super wonky near walls. But I can't tell if it means it's missing, or it means I'm just bad at aiming it in enclosed spaces because I've been so used to aiming it in open spaces. And I'm just missing. I'll see if it gets better as I play more. Where to next? There we go. Some more accuracy. I should have enough dex for that. 96% now. No, that's 96 against evasive, 100 otherwise. Which means I'm at 101, so my accuracy is good for now. At some point soon, I think I might switch off of Alchemist's mark. So if the next waypoint, I should probably buy a different mark. Because Chaos Weaver feels really bad with Alchemist's mark. And it would feel much better with Despair. Also, I think I've gotten my flasks to the point where I don't super need Alchemist's mark for the sustain. Because Alchemist's mark is good when you have big poisons. This build has little poisons. Oh. Standing in stuff. Ah, standing in stuff. Yeah, this is about the point where I'm just going to start dying a lot because I didn't click defenses at all. But hey, at least I still have good damage. Ooh, do I have a blue socket? I do not. But I do have chromes, and it can't be that hard to get a blue socket on here.
The Black Crest.
I would not be playing like this if I was in hardcore. This is me knowing that dying doesn't matter and doing things that I would otherwise not. Put that there, clear that off. Oh, that also reminds me. I should see if my mana's okay with Arctic Armor. Because that could also help with the dying thing. Just a little bit.
Good tidings. Time and tide wait for no man.
$37. I feel like that's gonna feel bad. But let's try it a little bit. Maybe I just turn off Vitality then. Oh, that feels much better than Alchemist's Mark on a Chaos Weaver rare. If I had a 5-link and I life tapped my main skill, I'd be pretty okay with also keeping Vitality on. Okay, that's not the way I want to go. This is the way I want to go, isn't it? Yup. A red beast. And it's a Chaos Weaver. No thanks. I don't need to kill that beast. Welcome back. I'm progressing through Act 8. Should be in Act 9 soon enough. It's still very smooth.
I love hunting.
Yep. Weavers usually aren't that bad.
You will be a survivor, or you will be.
But a red beast. I don't know. A red beast Chaos Weaver's pretty rough. At least at this level. Long term, probably not even a serious consideration. Given what you said earlier, I believe it.
Give it to me.
There's probably even a giant hill called Katava. I've just been throwing stuff. Seems to be rather effective. I might as well level up that Alchemist's Mark to flip later. Yeah, that wasn't bad. Yeah, 300 feet total doesn't seem bad. Could definitely be a lot worse if you were in a hilly region. Well, that's snuff away. Must be down here then. And this is also enough away. Oh, is it over here? No, it's over here. Wait, no. I've just gotten myself horribly turned around. Don't mind me. I'm totally lost. It was over here, wasn't it? This is what happens when I stop paying attention to where I'm going. I'm just like, oh yeah, I have to backtrack halfway across the map. No, I don't. I'm pretty darn sure it was right over here and I was right near it. It's going to be across these boats. Yup. And onto the crane gate and... Oh, all chaos. Good old all chaos dagger. I feel like the lightning conduit train is actually pretty viable. I feel like what you do is you jump on the lightning conduit train, but make sure you have a maw just in case. Just in case it falls off at endgame. But from everything I've heard, it's been doing pretty well. Oh no. No, I didn't want to go back to this act. Put me back in Sarn. God damn it, game.
Good to see that. Be well.
It's
What res do I
Tell me
need
something.
most?
any chance you might be willing to join forces and
Cold.
turn Alfie?
None of these really help me with cold. So I'm just going to hope that it has better rolls. Fire res. Not what I needed.
Don't do anything I would.
Port.
It's more recovery if used on low life. That's actually pretty good, but it's not as good as this flask. This was a god tier find on this build. 3 passives. Where do I want to go next? Do I want to go for the evasion mastery? I can't really use it yet. But I could use the flask charges gained and poison stuff. I think I just rush fatal toxins and then pick up the stuff along the way. Oh, wait. I can get one more point. There we go. This also helps me fix my upcoming accuracy problems as I level. Level 15 already. Ooh. Okay, note to self, corrupting blood is bad. Yeah, I saw that coming. Yeah, corrupting blood, bad. Should have had an anti-bleed flask. See, I'd use a fancy +1 Chaos Dagger, but I can't. Kinda ruins my whole build, you know? Hey, how's it going? What are you playing for Lake of Kalandra? That pack's already dead. I don't need to stick around. Oh, good time to go CI. Oh, that's tough. I feel like if you have good gear for it, you can do it right after you kill Katava. But you have to have the gear for it. You have to have, like, an evasion and energy shield chest piece and... not a hubris circlet, but the one just below it that's got like 150 ES on it. Or one of the sight helmets. Ooh, that sounds rough. I guess at least the good news is now is a good time to buy a graphics card. We're not in the graphics winter. We're in the crypto winter. Where graphics cards are cheap and plentiful. Wait, I don't need to kill him. I can just ignore him. Can't I? No, never mind, I can't. I do need to kill him if I want the thing. Come here, you. Get melted. Yeah, that is a very nice upgrade. I can definitely confirm that a 3080 is more than enough to run Path of Exile. I know because that's what I have as well. Though I didn't really get it for the running Path of Exile stuff. I got it for the it's a very good graphics card for video rendering. Which I have not been even the least bit disappointed in. Oh, right, I don't have any armor, so I can't just do that. I mean, leveling a shadow and hoping isn't the worst plan I've heard. Not the best either, but, you know, not the worst. Ooh, a 2-stone ring. That will hopefully have cold res on it. Oh, I should have done Druids of a Broken Circle. I wanted to see if that dropped expedition stuff. It does not really have cold res on it, unfortunately.
Hello there.
I haven't, but that doesn't surprise me because the cooldown should go on cooldown for the trap, not the player. I should not be doing Yugle. As someone who's never played Poisonous Concoction before, so far it's been great. But as someone who rarely plays the same build back to back, I can definitely understand if you started it before, not wanting to again. Oh, the League mechanic is super worth doing, especially if you get something like Essences. You'll get 8 Essences early on and you just alch everything. It's amazing. Oh, has GGG talked about that? Has GGG been like, we don't want you doing this. This is within the letter, but not the spirit of the law. Oh, I shouldn't have stood there. Okay. Yugle down. Huh, not as... Oh, wait, is it supposed to go on cooldown for you? Oh, I wonder if it's supposed to go on cooldown for you. Yeah, I'm just working on finishing the campaign. Lightning Conduit traps. There may be some cooldown bypass shenanigans. Oh, this is going to get risky if I do this. I say as I do it anyway. I bet most of the people who have been doing OP things with Lightning Conduit traps are in Standard, and that's why you're seeing it on Reddit. Oh, that doesn't sound intended at all. Okay. See, that's even more OP than the explanation that I heard earlier. Because I thought there was still the shocking in between. Well, we will see if it gets changed. I guess that's just a matter of how risk averse are you. If you're pretty risk averse, then don't do it. If you're not so risk averse, do it. Oh, I bet it's these shocks cannot be removed while it's being cast, and it thinks it's being cast so long as the traps are down. I bet it's some weird thing like that. Also, I'm sorry, Tai Killer, could you slow down and leave a few bosses for the rest of us? Because the Seething Chime is the zone where you go to fight the Unending Hunger. Which, for those of you who are slow and still leveling like me, is a reminder that Tai is in, I think that has to be tier 14 maps. He is just way too fast. Oh, T10. Still, pretty darn fast.
Just in time.
I'm still gonna say, Tai's too fast. Nerf him with more tabulas. He's probably practicing for ExileCon, because you know there's going to be another ExileCon race. Oh, I shouldn't stand in that. I shouldn't have stopped to throw stuff. Oh well. That's going to happen a bit. That's what happens when you neglect your defenses severely.
Hail.
Okay.
You're
This,
not the most been an honor.
this I will do. I don't think there's much value in Blazing Salvo traps. If you're going to be doing that, I would go mines. Because with how Blazing Salvo works with targeting, it's going to be super weird if you put it in traps. Is this going to be too greedy? Oh, no, it's... I mean, Blazing Salvo Mines has been a build for forever. So I guess it's a question of, do you want to kill bosses? Because if you want to kill bosses, it's fine. If you don't want to kill bosses, I'd probably go something else.
Glorious.
Because of how mines work, it's so much harder to get the targeting on Blazing Salvo Mines correct as compared to the targeting on Self-Cast. Well, I already have a better suppress base, but let's see. That's a lot of numbers. That is a lot more numbers than this has. Unfortunately, it doesn't have sockets. So I'll have to fix that in a second if I want to use it.
Just in time.
Blazing Salvo is interesting in comparison to a lot of other builds because it's a positionally targeted skill. So where you aim it matters. With traps, I feel like that gets really, really wonky. With mines, it's kind of still a little wonky, actually. And with self-cast, super easy. No, that's going to be a dead end. I need to go this way. It's been a while since I've gone to the lake. Yes. Swap an empty tile, change a water tile. There we go. 3 shrines. You could maybe do it on Trickster as well. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like probably... Not sure I'd league start it, though. That's the thing about Trickster. A lot of the builds that I think would be really good on Trickster are not as good if played at league start, because you don't get to take advantage of a lot of the cool mechanics. Like how being CI, really cool mechanic, really strong on Trickster. Most people will not have a good time if a league starts CI. If you're experienced with it, easy, super easy. If you're not experienced with it, rough. Okay. Nope. Dead. One of these days I'll get cold res. Till I do, though, I'm just going to keep dying to stuff. Or, you know, I'll stop doing things with enemies that deal cold damage. That is also a possibility. Yeah, if you had a decent bit of knowledge, you'd be okay. But if you've never done it, I wouldn't particularly recommend it without practice. Just a couple of enemies here and there, which I can throw stuff at to get more flask charges. Oh, that's why it was alive. Got it. Just gonna kite these guys a little bit. Depends on what brand. Wintertide brand for cold damage over time is the best thing to play on League Start. Storm brand can be done too. You need an ascendancy like Inquisitor or Elementalist that provides a fair amount of damage. Armageddon brand, really, really good at low levels, falls off later, best played as Ignite due to the slow pacing of damage. Penance brand, don't League Start it. Not a good time.
You found them.
Suppress, avoid life recovery. Mana cost, skill effect duration. Yeah, it's
Good luck to you.
I need more points for that. Right, I forgot I took actually 0 jewels this time. I don't think I need Beyond Hit. Luckily, I don't think there's as much cold damage in Act 9. So by the time I get there, I don't need to fix my Chaos Res. Mm. Good old chunk of damage from that.
Another good find.
Yeah, Cold Dot with Wintertide Brand seems to me like the best thing to do in terms of a Brand League starter. Armageddon Ignite works. Storm Hit also works. Should I stop clicking all the cold things? Maybe. I can't sell chromes this early. I'm gonna need them, unfortunately. So a lot of people pronounce it different ways, which is why I always tell people to just call me 10. Because, in short, it's a name that my friend made for my World of Warcraft character, and we couldn't actually spell it the way that we wanted to, because names are hard to get on World of Warcraft servers. So you could say Tenkiei or Tenkai, either works. And because the spelling is very awkward, nobody knows how to say it. And that's why I just tell people, use 10. It's easier. Also probably, unfortunately, costs me a significant number of views because people can't find my channel. Which, who knows, maybe at some point I will rename and rebrand the channel to be something that is easier to search. But I'm always worried if I do that, then people who are used to it aren't going to be able to find it. So, I don't know. Scary stuff. League start's been great. So, it would still be the same channel. Everyone who's subscribed would automatically go here. The problem is it would take time to build up the search results. So if people searched, they wouldn't necessarily find my channel based on, let's just say, misspellings of my name nearly as easily as they do now. And I'm sustaining mana with the Claw Mastery for mana on hit and life gain on hit. Yeah, because right now, for most common misspellings of my name, it links to this channel. And if I changed it, I'd have to reestablish that. might honestly still be worth doing, but I don't know. And to be honest, I'm a little scared too. I wonder how much of an association the YouTube algorithm has drawn between me and Ziz. Because I'm sure it's drawn various levels of association between me and pretty much everyone who does PoE stuff. Because that's how the algorithm works. It says, this is similar to that. Yeah, I've worked very, very hard to make sure that my videos pop up as much as possible when relevant.
Solaris, Lunaris.
Oh, look, first map. Oh, that could be an upgrade. This could be an upgrade too.
Eclipse cold pride, flaming rage, and pass beyond this human age.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no plan for later. Ah, okay. That was a pretty fun build. Slightly stressful, though. Yeah, I always try to ground my content in my own experiences, because I found that just leads to a better overall character. I've very much moved away from making POBs for stuff and all that. How's it going, Mel?
This'll do nicely, Exalt.
Because I could spend 2 or 3 hours planning out everything I'm going to do on Pathfinder. Or I could play it, and I'll know very quickly what works and doesn't. And then, more recently, my goal has been... well, mostly that I don't like the fact that a lot of build guides in Path of Exile don't teach you anything. Really, all they teach you is how to follow the build guide. So nobody playing it learns or improves unless they specifically choose to. So you get into a rut where you don't want to follow build guides, but all the build guides do is teach you how to follow build guides. So you're stuck following build guides. I would rather teach people things about the game,
Fine, Exalt.
even if they don't actually have any plans to play the build I'm showcasing. And so that's always my goal, that even if you don't plan to play the build that I'm talking about in the video, you can learn something about, oh, well, this mechanic works with that mechanic in this way, and that's an interesting interaction that's useful, let's say, when you're playing a chaos damage build. Yeah, my goal has been to explain the how to do the thing rather than say, do what I did. Especially because most people can't do what I did. Doubly so with a lot of my recent characters that have been, you know, I don't know how much I've put into a lot of them. Let's just say 200 to 1,000 exalts. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between scaling Cobra Lash and scaling Poisonous Concoction. Not entirely. For example, for Cobra Lash, your weapon matters, and for me, a weapon is strictly detrimental. It would kill my damage. It would disable my main skill. So in that regard, there's differences. But then there's a lot of similarities.
Good luck.
And that's always my goal, to teach people about the underlying mechanics. I've actually considered, for a lot of my builds, not including a POB anymore, and putting the POB in my Discord. And I'm considering that because I've noticed that most of the time when someone runs into trouble, it's because they didn't watch my video at all, and they just copied the paste bin link. No, to get people to actually learn about the build before trying to play it. I mean, getting people to join is also helpful, but it's mostly to get people to learn about the build before trying it. Because a perfect example of this was my Black Flame Occultist that I specifically put a warning at the beginning of that said, do not copy this build. Do not try to do this. You are going to have a bad time. And then I got several comments from people who clearly never watched a minute of the video, who were stacking chaos damage wondering why it wasn't working. They're like, I have 200% increased chaos damage and my ignites do 200k DPS. All of which I explained in the video. That was why I was scaling other damage types, not chaos damage. But they didn't pay attention to that. They just grabbed the POB. And yes, a lot of people already talk and ask questions in my community. If you want a Discord to hang out in where people talk about the game and ask questions, that is already there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I figure if someone doesn't have the attention span to watch the video to find out that where the POB is in the Discord, they probably won't actually end up joining the Discord. And so they won't find the POB, and then they won't have a bad time. Because my goal is never that people should have a bad time. That said, regardless of my goal, I can't really stop people. Some people are just really determined. Like, there's just nothing you can do in some cases. You can tell people don't copy this. They'll copy it anyway. You can tell people you need to watch the video to understand the build, and they'll be like, no, I know the game better than you. It's fine. I don't need to watch this. And then they'll get stuff wrong because they don't actually know the game better than you. Nor do they know it nearly as well as they think they do. It's not a majority of people, it's a minority. But the minority of people definitely always find a way. Yeah, it was a very cool build. And it's not something I would advise most people try. It's a very particular build. Personally, I enjoyed it immensely, though. Oh, no. God damn it. Hey, happy league start. Parameters for Mira... It seems like it's based off the tile set. Because, for example, there was just desert enemies, and I'm in the desert as an option. So I think tile set is one of the parameters. I'd guess the league mechanic stuff is random. Hailfire, huh? I don't know if it's good enough, unfortunately. That's a tough one. Because the Balefire was never made to be a good endgame item. It was made for one specific purpose. And it serves that purpose incredibly well. That purpose is Hall of the Grand Masters. Unless I'm remembering very wrong, the story behind Balefire was back in the days of hardcore being the main way most people played PoE. Someone wanted to make a weapon so that they could easily farm Hall of the Grand Masters in hardcore. Oh, there's that cold res getting me again. Hey, League start has been going really good. Build has been super fun. Mechanic is great. Body locking myself is not great. Oh, come on, let me... God damn it. Clicking shrines is so hard sometimes. Alright, well, that's as far as that goes. I did most of it. And then I died to trying to click a shrine and misclicking like 8 times. I think if you're going to league start Poison BV, you go Assassin and reroll 2 Trickster later. I would not just start it out of the gate. If you're going to league start Poison BV, you do it on Occultist, because Occultist is just way too good at scaling it without gear. Or you do it on Assassin, because Assassin enables crit poison on low gear. Both of which will allow you to effectively scale your damage early. Ooh, nice. That's a 3 mod Arch Nemesis monster. Oh, it wasn't over here. Yeah, oh well. What Trickster node would I take first? For what build? So if it scales your damage at all, for Caustic Arrow, Toxic Rain, if it's Caustic Arrow specifically, personally, I'd take Heartstopper for the defenses early on. If it's Toxic Rain specifically, I would go with One Step Ahead for the multiplier to your attack speed. Fortress Wall, the nemesis of poison builds. Yeah, action speed for quality of life is never a bad choice. But Heartstopper for insane defenses early also feels pretty good. Even if long-term you might end up dropping Heartstopper, because for a lot of builds it's not going to be your best in slot. Because for something like Caustic Arrow or Toxic Rain, long-term you're probably going to want Polymath. Pronouncing that word is surprisingly hard. Polymath. One Step Ahead and Spellbreaker. Okay.
You must.
Oh, Yona's gone.
You did it.
Oh, a shield.
Have you ever heard?
It's not good. Physical dot multi. Wrong dot multi. Damage of poison. Actually usable. Oh, wait. No, no.
See ya.
Pull you out, because I want to put that on in a minute. Oh, I forgot to talk to people. Whoops.
That in the map, remember humanity.
Well, it took...
Be careful.
My flasks are so long now. It feels great. I think she phased. Yep, she phased. I should do my lab. I've been just forgetting it. Which is bad, because I'm pretty sure that's what I need for my overlaps. I'm gonna do lab after this. It's gonna phase. Yep. Gives me a bunch of little scorpions. Plague Bearers finally starting to be somewhat relevant. Oh my god, stop it. Yes, stand still for a second. There we go.
Daughter!
That took way
You
too.
killed.
Oh, Act 7 of Crypt. I forgot it. Whoops. Recipe over here. That's probably where it is. Yep. Normally I don't. Normally it's the other one that I forget. But I think there's an unwritten rule that says every league start, every player must forget at least one lab trial.
Shine boldly so that all may find you when the
So I'm just, you know, doing my duty to forget my lab trial.
The goddess is watching.
I think I have to go Master Alchemist for this build, don't I? Pretty sure I have to go Master Alchemist. Well, not yet. But Master Surgeon, just, it seems too greedy with Poisonous Concoction with the buffs. I don't know, maybe it's okay. This is what I'm doing next.
The essence of an empire must be shared equally amongst all of its citizens. Claim your inheritance.
Alright, that should be dead. I'm trying very hard to not significantly damage Zaro. And so far, it's actually been working decently. Okay.
The empire's essence must be saved for the people.
Now we melt Zaro's face off.
Inexhaustible.
Perfect.
The last emperor is always the worst emperor.
Oh, isn't that true? I am sure people right now are going to be complaining about how bad Sentinel is, or was, and how Sentinel was the worst league in Path of Exile history. And then by 320, people will be saying, oh, Lake of Kalandra, worst league in Path of Exile history. I've played for long enough that neither even come close. Yep. Oh yeah, I shut down the stream for a bit to go have dinner. Because it always feels really awkward when I'm streaming to be having dinner. Especially since to heat something up, I'd have to go into the other room for a while. Ooh. I didn't mind Sentinel either. I didn't think it was a great league mechanic. I'm not too broken up about the fact that it's no longer in the game and probably isn't coming back. Hopefully Recombinators do come back. That's the part that was really good. But I also didn't hate it. I just think it never got the ironing out that it really needed to be something good. Yeah, I mean, I just heated up leftovers. So I didn't do a ton of cooking. But I didn't want the pot to boil over or anything while I wasn't watching it. My really big problem with Sentinel was the better my build got, the worse it felt to actually do the mechanic. That as my build got better and better, it became harder to justify actually using the Sentinel. Because it would be a big interrupt to the gameplay. Because I would actually kill everything before the Sentinel got to buff it. Well, I'm probably not 4 times your speed. Unless you're in Act 2. So hopefully you can enjoy the slightly slower gameplay. God, that damage is terrifying when I just unload on one of those. I genuinely have to be careful to not accidentally kill Azaro here. Alright, well, Azaro has more health than his general, so now I don't care.
You were born for this.
Because I don't want any of his lieutenants messing with me during the final fight. Any lieutenants that are left alive will be in the final Azaro encounter, whereas if you kill all the lieutenants, they won't be there. Now, you do get keys, but I'm not very worried about the keys from Cruel Lab. All right, go over here. It's so nice to level with Purity of Elements and just not worry about ailments at all. Freeze box? Click it every time. Shock? Shockingly, I'm unaffected. One might even say I avoided it entirely. Chill? Not gonna slow me one bit. This build has no chill and is completely fireproof. Which is to say, cannot be ignited. Not cannot be burned. Fireproof is not immune to fire, as it turns out. And no, none of those are actual Path of Exile terms. I think I level all of these except for the Vital.
Aspirant can afford to be promising. An emperor must keep the empire.
Yeah, it's great. It is great. It wouldn't surprise me if one of these days PoE added fireproof as an effect.
Is inescapable.
Oh, increased crit if you haven't crit. I don't think this does anything for me ever, but just in case, because it's an actual relevant one, I might as well put it on. Nature's Reprisal. Oh, yeah, look at that AoE. This is why Trickster is a bit of a hard sell on League Start. It's not impossible, but you get these huge power spikes on a lot of other ascendancies, where your damage doubles or triples from allocating a single ascendancy notable. And while Trickster is incredibly good, he doesn't really have that. He's kind of like Champion in that way. Very few of Champion's nodes, with the exception of First to Strike, Last to Fall, are a super OP early game, everything is amazing node. And First to Strike, Last to Fall is very awkward to use early game. But, like Champion, Trickster scales into a late game monster. This costs 26. Okay, I can level that up once. Hopefully I don't regret that. I don't think having the mana flask on does anything. So I'm going to check my flask tab at the next waypoint, which will be after the basilisk. Crafting recipe, basilisk down, relog. And my flask tab for a quartz flask. I'll hold on to this in case I need it. Hold on to that, even though I definitely don't need it. That's okay. Ooh, a chisel. Definitely not dashing back into danger for a chisel. I think with all my flask effect duration, I don't even go with gain charges when hit. I think I just do increased flask effect duration. Who needs flask charges if your flasks just never run out? Although I'll have to see if it's better to do that or something like reduced charges used. Because reduced charges used could be better as a prefix. Or even increased gained. Fine, I'll do this. I won't be happy about it. Yeah, I'm sure Headhunter enjoyers aren't super happy about the less rares, but I am. Because one of the steps towards slowing PoE down in a meaningful way is to make rares that aren't as frequent, but matter. That you might not find 10 rares all in a big pile. You will respect the 4-mod rare you do find.
Beg for your life,
Okay.
Karandus.
Vitality, not worth it.
Yes, yes. If anyone asks where you got such wondrous gifts, well, tell them it was...
And so I very much like that GGG is making things more impactful. And it doesn't seem like their goal is to slow the game down a ton. Which is good, since a lot of people enjoy the speed of the game as it is. I think most of the people who enjoy it as it is will still be okay with a slight slowdown. But hopefully that slight slowdown is enough to take it from, help, there's 18 rares on my screen, and I don't know which ones are threats, to, okay, there's 2 rares. That one's the threat, the other one is not a problem. Oh. Speaking of, there's 2 rares, that one's a threat and the other one's not a problem. Exact situation there. I was focused on the wrong rare. I was focused on the big golem. It was the other guy that was the threat. Okay, killed the actual threat. Hey, thank you very much for the 5 channel memberships. It popped up, so I think it worked, yes. There should be 5 people here who are now members. It doesn't tell me who it went to, though, interestingly. It just tells me that it happened. I can... Nope, never mind. I was gonna say I can click it, but clicking it doesn't actually do anything. Huh. Well, in good news, it works. Okay. Interesting. Wait, why are gifts blocked by default? Come on, YouTube. Come on. Oh. There we go. It does notify. Oh, I bet everyone... So, Jason or Sir Free For All just gifted 5 memberships. I think it is trying to find memberships to gift it to. So if you enable membership gifting, you may get free membership to the channel. I know you can't see it because I don't have my webcam on, but I'm face palming right now. Because why is that blocked by default? I feel like I didn't even know it was a thing. Yeah. I did not know it was a thing that you could block gifted membership. Because the gifting system is very new. And it's cool that YouTube is taking steps like this. Very glad they are. But come on, YouTube. By default, you should be able to accept it. And then you should choose to block if you don't want to be gifted stuff. Well, as it turns out, you can deny gifts. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how it works. But I got one message that James got the membership. Except Jason gifted 5, and only 1 went through. So I'm really curious what happened to the others. That's another thing that YouTube really needs to improve. There's not very much transparency in terms of what happens around some of the new systems. YouTube has very good analytics overall. Incredible analytics, actually. Overall. But sometimes when they add new features, they're like, oh yeah, analytics. People want to see that stuff, right? Huh, maybe we should do that by 2050. League start's going good. Bad in the sense that I wasn't planning to stay a Poisonous Concoction build, and Poisonous Concoction's super OP. So I might just stay a Poisonous Concoction build. But in terms of having a blast with Poisonous Concoction, going great. No, standing in that's bad, by the way. Do not advise. Oh, I did die. I was hoping he would die before I died. Welcome back. Okay. General, very annoying, is down. I could. I don't think it's worth doing yet. I'm going to wait until I'm a couple levels higher. Because I've been wanting to get a Blood Rage, but I'm waiting until I can sustain... I don't really want to do a level 1 Vitality. I want to do something like this, where it's... I don't know what level, but it's 100 regen. Point is, I did not have the mana to comfortably do it yet. Maybe I do now? 57. Maybe. Especially if I do this, maybe? Okay. So, if you're wondering about channel gifting, that is how you do it. Yeah, I think right now I have the mana gain on hit, but I think I'm gonna 0.4% though. Yeah, it's not leech, it's life gain on hit, which is in this case better. The issue is that I didn't have quite enough unreserved mana for my other skills and their costs, which is why I had Vitality off. I've been going back and forth on it. Ooh, field medicine. Do I really need life flask charges? I don't think I do. Yeah, I think I go flask charges gained. Now I'll get that later. I want to go up to wasting. Get chaos.multi and the mastery, because the mastery is really, really good. Let's see how this feels. If this feels good...
And here we stand.
Yup. So the thing is, I'm already sustaining my life flasks. It won't help the bonus unless I'm already running out, which I'm not. Ooh. Yeah, my mana's still just a little bit too low to be comfortable, I think, with Vitality. But I'll keep playing with it a little more. See if I actually run out, because it could just be that it looks scary. It's not mandatory, but it is very, very helpful once you get up to a decent level. Technically, right now, it's not super important for me. But it's getting to a point where the DPS, which is based on the gem level, is actually getting very relevant for just running through packs. And since most poison builds don't have that many support skills, it's not like you're really going to be running something else a lot of the time. I keep thinking I'm going to run out of mana, but I'm not actually running out of mana. So far, so good. Oh, this is the wrong way. The two are not mutually exclusive. So the Caustic Ground from Alchemist's Mark would be on top of Plague Bearer, not instead of. Because the main value in Alchemist's Mark is on single targets, such as bosses. And the main value of something like Plague Bearer is actually when you're clearing and you attack, and then you run through a bunch of enemies. And then you attack and you run through a bunch of enemies. There we go. There should be 3 more for people who want to accept them. So if you want free channel membership, thanks to Sir Free For All, there should be an opt-in somewhere. I've never actually been gifted membership on YouTube, so unfortunately, I don't know very much about this. I'll have to look into it. Oh, I definitely stuttered because I ran out of mana there. Yeah, I need just a little bit more before I'm comfortable putting on Blood Rage. Because I don't want to do Blood Rage without Vitality. And as nice as the frenzies are, they don't feel super mandatory right now, and as nice as the attack speed is. Oh, okay, it's the pinned thing. Got it. Because, see, if I click it, I don't have the option to allow gifts. Because I don't think you can have membership to your own channel. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like I could accept it even if I wanted to.
something.
Why did I use both flasks there? That wasn't good. It's fine, though. Yep. Enjoy the membership. Does it really matter for the early levels? Unless it's essences, no. If it's essences, put them in. Yes. The X. It is based off of the map symbol in Path of Exile, crossed with my logo. New poison skill. Which new poison skill? Mm-hmm. Oh, do you mean Alchemist's Mark? Alchemist's Mark is quite good for what it does, but it is not good on a build like this. It's not explicitly poison, and it's not actually a support gem. It's an active skill, but it's an active skill that supports other skills, specifically a curse. I was using it at lower levels. I'm not anymore, because I think Despair is just better for something like Poisonous Concoction. Poisonous Concoction puts a lot of little poisons on an enemy. Alchemist's Mark synergizes with skills that put a fairly large poison on an enemy. But also, it's probably better with large ignites than poisons, to be honest. Where its real strength lies is definitely going to be with large ignites. Yep, it is out at least on PC. I always forget if the console dates are desynced, but it's a very smart move on GGG's part to do that, because if everything's on fire and broken, they don't have to deal with 3 fires at once, they have to deal with 1 fire at once. Which is honestly probably 50 fires, masquerading as 1. No, come back here. There we go. Good, Malagaro. I don't... The thing with Viper Strike is, I don't know how long it takes to ramp up, but possibly. I know it was shown off in the trailer, but I'm pretty sure the Evolve Flame Blast Poison thing, huge meme. Not actually good idea. Okay. Oh, that's veiled. That's why I still have it. I was like, why do I have that? But I am, if I don't get too distracted by enjoying Poisonous Concoction, my original goal was to transition this build into Poison Scourge Arrow. And Poison Scourge Arrow gets a 700 and... Oh, I'm just not going to talk about that. It gets a 750% multiplier. To ailments. Actually, is it 750? Did I change that? I don't remember. I know it was very big. Oh, thank you again for the additional gifted membership. And if you want to get in on it and be gifted a membership, you should be able to accept it now. My setup was not going to be a double ballista. No, it was going to be a Siege Ballista, and a Scourge Arrow Ballista. Okay, yeah, I can't have that Vitality on right now. The reason for the... Actually, is it Siege? I think it's Siege. The Fizz one that pierces. And the reason for that was there's a huge delay on Scourge Arrow as it is, and I don't want to make it a double delay. I think it's going to be a little rough to League start compared to an Inquisitor, but yeah, Blazing Salvo Trickster, once you can go CI, should be excellent. And so yeah, my idea for Scourge Arrow was to use Siege Ballista as a support ballista and Scourge Arrow for most of a clear / the self-attack. I tested it a little, which consisted of doing... I forget exactly which Guardian it was. It wasn't Minotaur. And it wasn't going to be Chimera. So Phoenix or Hydra. And it killed Phoenix or Hydra in Standard on a character that was half Legacy Poison Gear and half not so Legacy Omni Gear. Thoughts on Alchemist Smart? It has uses. Most people are using it wrong. If your build does small poisons or ignites, don't use it. If your build does very big poisons or ignites, use it. And also, you probably want Curse Effect.
If you think...
Your question. Well. Ready to go?
I had a lake item that I liked that I was using earlier on that I'm no longer using because unfortunately I outleveled it.
The prodigal returns. Have you brought with you a weapon? I see your eyes.
The flask charges are nice, but I'd still rather not give up all of my damage for that when Poisonous Concoction doesn't need more flask charges on bossing anyway. If you set things up correctly, you should be able to without it. So the mechanic doesn't quite work like Synthesis, where you don't get to do it all the time. It's a slow progression mechanic. I'll show it to you soon.
Exile.
In fact, I'll show it to you as soon as I can.
Services once more. Help me.
But what you do is you will get a lake pillar. Ooh, I bet I can transmute that. It's like the Nexus part of Synthesis, not the in-maps part. That's the way I'd put it. The in-map version is much more of Legacy League and less Synthesis League. Yeah, the essences and strongboxes are so nice. So there should be a thing for it around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Part of the reason that right now I'm not using Alchemist's Mark is with Alchemist's Mark, Chaos Weaver rares are super tanky, and with Despair, they just melt. Like that one did. So you have a mirror tablet, and you get to put, say, Chilled Undead on it, like so. And when you fill this up, you get to go in. Yeah, the later in the sequence it is, the more valuable the rewards, but also the more dangerous. I do not want to level that up. I honestly don't know exactly where Exalts will settle. What I expect is that players will significantly undervalue them early on. Then players will realize that they still have value, and they should spike in price. And it'll balance out. My rough guess was 60 to 70% of the value of a Divine, because I think more people will actually be consuming Exalts than Divines. But we'll see. We will see where it leads. That is all just wild speculation. All I do know is the people who are like, the economy's been ruined, that's absolute nonsense. The economy has not been ruined. And if there was something that genuinely ruined the economy, come hell, high water, restart or reset, Chris will fix it. As he has said before, the economy is his #1 priority. If there's something wrong, it will get fixed. But I also think right now a lot of a price haywire isn't that there's anything actually wrong. It's that it's different and people are adjusting it. Or adjusting to it. Yeah. And I mean, it's not as fun when you get a $50 build for your, or $50 bill for your birthday. Don't know why I said build there. But at the same time, it's still $50. The 100 might be shinier and worth twice as much. $50 is $50. I was about to say, it's still really fun to find one on the ground. Not that I've ever done that. I'm trying to remember how much money I've found. I think the biggest bill that I might have found is a $5 bill. I don't think I've ever found anything valuable on the ground. Cold BV is great. Not just viable, great. If you want to know more about Cold BV, check out Chronic Painless. He has absolutely excellent guides for Cold BV. Well, you found $100 more times than me, for sure. Yeah, it's also way easier to get change from 250s than 100. Quadruple Essence at level 18 does sound rough. I feel like I had some triple Essence monsters, but I Poisonous Concoctioned my way through them without noticing the difficulty.
Good find, Exalt.
Which is to say that at level 18, Poisonous Concoction is a really stupid skill.
Good find, Exalt.
Oh, yeah. And the other thing is, people don't seem to realize the illusion that they have been tricked into. Because people are saying, oh, there's no cards, so divines will be super rare. But the thing is, cards existing or not doesn't actually determine the rarity of an item in Path of Exile. What determines the rarity of an item in Path of Exile is what GGG decides. GGG can make divines as common or as rare as they want, regardless of how many cards do or don't exist. There's nothing to say that, let's say next league, 5 divine cards get added. There's nothing to say that those divine cards wouldn't have the rarity of the Mage Blood card. There's also nothing to say that the league mechanic might have a rare reflection that says gain 5 divine orbs from the chest. Yes. Oh, they do that all the time. 100%. They probably even do it mid-league sometimes when they're having unexpected results. And players probably will never know and probably should never know. Because if players knew, they would complain about it. And if they don't know, it's fine. Yeah. GGG has decided they want divines to be rare, so divines are going to be relatively rare. If they end up being too rare, they're going to get more common. If they decide that they're not rare enough, they're going to get rarer. Yep. Yeah, some people will notice, and then you have to do a ton of testing, because you don't know if you're just going insane or if GGG actually tweaked something. Right, but what I'm saying is the cards don't actually affect the number that are in circulation unless GGG wants them to. That if Chris said, all right, we're going to add 5 cards for Divines instead of Exalts, but we're going to make each card significantly rarer, and maybe make the Divines themselves rarer as a result of the existence of the cards, you wouldn't actually know, based on the total number of Divines generated, that the cards were added. If all you were shown is the total number of Divines, the numbers would be similar. Yeah, they can make changes all the time, and they do. Sometimes, like with the Mage Blood card, I think they did make it slightly more common, but that doesn't mean it's going to be exponentially more common again this league. It could be that they actually made Mage Blood overall rarer in 319 than it was in 316. We have no way of knowing that. We don't see the drop tables. Only GGG knows that. Even though there's more div cards, the item might have gotten rarer. And at some point, you probably just have to trust that GGG knows what they're doing. Yeah. There's no point in it, but people want to. And so then the point becomes allowing people to do that if they put in the requisite effort. Because that's the thing about Path of Exile. GGG is usually very good at enabling letting players do things that there's no reason to, if the player puts in the requisite effort. And so if you want 1,000 Divines sitting in your stash by the end of 319, it's probably going to be possible.
Just in time.
It's not going to be easy. Yeah, I am so glad that interview happened, because as someone who's played PoE since before the beta, that is the faith that I have always had, that they don't always get every league right. They don't always get it right for even a couple of leagues. But they always have a plan, and when they get something wrong, they're willing to address and fix it. And so I am so glad that Chris sat down with Josh and talked about that and kind of helped other players understand the thing that I learned from the early days of GGG as a company. Yeah. And that's also why I ended up reacting to the video and giving some of my thoughts. Because normally I don't really do reaction stuff. Maybe I should do more, because that video did really well and a lot of people enjoyed it. So maybe I should do more sometimes. But yeah, it was an absolutely spectacular interview. And if anyone's wondering, don't worry, I did reach out to Josh and ask if he was okay with me reacting, and he said he was totally cool with it. So yeah. Great interview, and I think it really did change a lot of people's minds. At the time he was sick and recovering, I did not want to impose on him at all. I felt bad even asking for his time to ask if I could react to it. If he does react to my reaction, that would be great. That would also probably be a 3-hour video. I don't know if I want to take up 3 hours of his time. And yeah, it would be hilarious if he actually did it. Yeah, probably more, because his was 45 minutes and mine was an hour and 40. I'm wasting Plague Bearer. Hey, how's it going, Shaq? How has the lake been treating you so far? Yeah, the Reactception, I remember that. I was there for a little bit, and it was just complete absurdity. In the best way possible. So far, I've used one lake item for a bit, and then I ended up replacing it because the negative mana felt really awkward. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm sure you want to go as fast as possible right now, but make sure you're well rested. Take your time. Better to be able to enjoy it in the long term. Yep.
Bannon is...
Sounds like a good plan. Do I want a sulfur flask? I want a silver
you return
flask.
from your hunt triumphant. Then
Ooh.
Violenta is dead.
Reduce
I wish
charges. Yeah, the lake is so
freedom.
far an excellent mechanic. And what makes it even harder to pass on is you can't really just dump progress on it.
Hello.
It spaces it out, so you're always hungry for more. Well, good luck with your league start.
We do this.
What ores am I running? I am running Herald of Agony, Purity of Elements, and Arctic Armor. So I have a decent amount of Fizz defense, and I have really good Ellie res, except for cold res, because I don't have cold res on my gear, and I haven't fixed it. And so I died of cold. I'm still reasonably squishy. Why is it always reduced amount recovered? I swear to God.
Then before goodbye.
Yes?
Well, I fundamentally disagree with going as fast as possible on league start. Sure, some people won't listen, and if they find it fun, that's fine. But a lot of people don't find going as fast as possible fun. Best Shield Crush MTX. Ooh, good question. Wait, I almost forgot the shop key. See, you know that someone isn't a whale when they forget the shop key. Oh. Oh, they still haven't added one? Oh, man. What weapon effect? I really think that the ritual weapon effect looks very good. That's another one I'd consider. See, Aspirant's Plaza. Oh, right, I forgot the tunnel. I've exceeded my forgetting labs quota. I was only supposed to forget one. What have I done? Yeah, I'm with you, Austin. I don't go at a snail's pace, but I also don't go super fast, and I don't force myself to go fast if I'm just not having fun. If I would rather slow down and do the Lake of Kalandra, I'm going to slow down, do the Lake of Kalandra. It's on this floor, isn't it? Also, I don't enjoy leveling, and so if I forced myself to practice, then I'd probably not be playing the league I practiced for. Oh, right. No, it's over here. I do it in trade, but most of my money is completely irrelevant in terms of how fast I get to maps, because I make it from crafting, and I don't really have to super progress my maps. Oh, right, it's the other tunnel. Duh. Yeah, I don't have to super progress my maps to make a ton of money. Right, back this way we go. I should complete a lake soon, shouldn't I? Packs of Lunaris. No, I don't want to sell it, so I want Undying. Yeah, 2 more and I complete the lake, and then I can actually do the lake. See, if I was trying to go fast, I'd be super stressed right now because I missed a lab. Because I'm not, doesn't matter. Because for me, going fast means, oh, well, maybe I'd make 2,500 exalts instead of 2,000, or 1,500 instead of 100. Or, sorry, instead of 1,000. Maybe it means I make 2,050 exalts instead of 2,000. I am not in the Midwest. And so I don't know about any caterpillars. There we go. This is what I lost.
Fear gnaws at the entrails of the faithful and the faithless alike. Fear of the unknown. Fear of the future. An empire requires leadership that can assuage those fears through example, through wisdom, through strength.
By the way, you're never supposed to run with those, you're supposed to run against them.
Through the darkened caverns of uncertainty.
Oh, that does not sound fun. That sounds incredibly annoying to deal with. I've occasionally seen some large caterpillars, but I've never seen a moth the size of a hummingbird, I don't think. No, Jason. If you want to feel steel on your skin, use steel skin.
Freedom comes.
It's the correct way to feel steel on your skin. Alright, I do have to do this. What am I doing next? Flask charge nodes? Probably.
Justice will prevail.
I'm guessing they're poisonous. Oh. Speaking of poisonous things, I just got poisoned. Oh, okay. Well, at least as long as they're not bothering you, that's not too bad then. Because I forget what they were, but around here a few years back, there was a type of caterpillar that you did have to be careful of because it had poisonous hairs. And you did not want to, like, inhale them. So you had to be really careful if they were in the trees around. I mean, I'm sure they're still around. They're probably just very rare, but there was an outbreak of them. Not directly where I was, but in the general area enough that I was careful. Rats! Wanderlust is quite solid. Well, have a good rest. Oh, wait, no. I read that wrong. Hopefully your day at work goes well. And also, hopefully you had a good rest.
The essence of an empire must be shared equally amongst all of its citizens.
Yeah, brown recluse
Honor your name.
are a very, very dangerous spider. I've never actually seen one.
You were born for this. A wise emperor recognizes that life and
But I have not heard good things. Nope, Wasp's Nest is unchanged unless I'm completely forgetting. Oh, Arizona. I have a friend who lives in Arizona who said that she sometimes has to watch out for scorpions in her shoes, which does not sound fun at all. There's a brown recluse are supposed to be in my area. I've just never actually seen a brown recluse. It's one of those, they're probably not in my house, even if they're technically here. And ooh, that was a lot of damage that I wasn't paying attention to. Oh, okay. Yeah, Poison Helix. I don't think it changed at all. I mean, I am fine if the spiders are a recluse. I am fine if they leave me alone, and I'm perfectly okay with leaving them alone. Yeah, I've seen those. I would not want to see one up close. Although, I guess I'm glad they're not dangerous. They certainly look it. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you... No, go away. Skeleton. Going super well. It's been absolutely superb so far. That's finishing Cruel Lab. Nice and solid. Have a good night. In fact, the Poisonous Concoction has maybe been going too well, because now I am second guessing myself in terms of, do I want to switch to Scourge Arrow, or do I just want to play Poisonous Concoction? Yeah, the other problem with a spider that big, though, is I don't want to just leave it in my house if it gets in. But I also don't want to go out of my way to hurt it. Especially since spiders tend to eat the things that I don't want in my house even more.
gold is the most liberating of metal.
Auras, Herald of Agony, plus Purity of Elements and Arctic Armor. So I've heard very mixed things about Poisonous Concoction scaling into maps. Some people say that it falls off when you hit red maps. Other people say it is an excellent budget bosser. I'll probably just have to see for myself who's correct. My guess is probably the people who say it's an excellent budget bosser are correct. Because usually when people say something doesn't scale, what they really mean is they didn't figure out a good way to scale it. Yeah, Purity of Elements is great. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with struggling to scale something. Sometimes you need to spend more currency, sometimes you need to approach it from a slightly different angle. I've just learned that one of the most important things about Path of Exile Humans are very fallible. Don't blindly trust anything unless you've tested it yourself. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I knew that was going to happen too. I was trying to dash and I just didn't hit the button fast enough. All right, well, I don't feel like doing lab again. I'm just going to do it when I have some defenses, because my next lab doesn't matter that much. What matters is the one after that, because the next lab's probably just going to be Nature's Boon. No, that was definitely on me. Instead of circling to the left, I should have circled to the right. As much as I'd love to blame chat on that one, I can't. That was just very greedy decision making because I didn't think it would kill me. I mean, yes, it was the spiders. It was all the camel spiders' fault. Do I just put this on? Oh, I don't have another blue socket. But otherwise, it's not terrible. Oh, wait, no, I need to go this way. I'm at 60. I wonder if this is enough to sustain. Seems to be. Chaos Orb. Don't want to stand in that. That will probably insta-kill me. It's hard to tell exactly what an Exalt will be worth. It won't be worthless. It's still a very valuable item. But exactly how much it's going to be worth is very hard to tell right now. And I think there's going to be a lot of up in the air pricing for the entire first week. And then prices will stabilize out. There's going to be a new normal, and then we'll know. Yeah, unless the price of Exalts right now is absurdly high, I would just hold on to it. I don't know what the price is at the moment. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, okay. Forget Vitality. Not worth it. It is not worth running Blood Rage and dealing with the degen when I keep dying to running out of mana. And having things be super awkward. Oh, that's funny. So virtually unchanged from a normal league start. Maybe my prediction that it's going to start low because of people sandbagging it was wrong. And maybe it's going to just follow its normal price curve. Oh, that'd be so funny if the price of Exalt barely changed at all and the only difference was Divines were even more expensive. Nope. No reduced cost. But it's not like I need to run Blood Rage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. After all the fuss people have made over it, it would be hilarious to me if the price of Exalts didn't change at all. Or went up. Oh man, imagine if the price of Exalts actually went up from this. I don't think it's possible that it does. But, oh, it would just be so funny. I mean, yeah, Heist Scares. Heist Scares is a perfectly valid response. Level 65, I'm 63. Cool. I ended up... Yeah, I'm almost done with the campaign as well. I just have to go kill Katava again. And then clean up any passives that I might have missed. Which, I don't know if I missed any, to be honest. Crimson Cobalt. Don't care enough about picking those up. See, now I'm at the level where Plague Bearer actually matters. No, nope. I was plague bearing too much. And flask throwing too little. Also, I have absolutely 0 defenses right now. Well, not 0. I have Arctic armor. I have an ill-advised amount of defenses. Why would Alchemist's Mark be looking good with this build? Alchemist's Mark does not work at all with this build. I have positive cold res. I've definitely overcapped lightning. Nah, I just YOLO it and accept that I'm going to die while leveling. If I was playing hardcore, I would absolutely overcap all of my resistances. But I'm not. Yes, but Alchemist's Mark is based off of the largest single poison. I am inflicting 10 poisons per hit. So a percentage of a single poison when I'm inflicting 10 per hit is an incredibly low amount of damage. I feel like I'm going to have to make a video explaining Alchemist's Mark, because I've been asked that quite a lot. I mean, that works, just not for this build. Master Toxicist plus Alchemist's Mark is incredibly good for something like Poison Scourge Arrow with a Dark Scorn. Because every once in a while, you'll get a poison that does like 1,000,000 DPS and just double it and murder the thing. That's why the original plan was Scourge Arrow. Oh, that kills me. Okay. Can't stand in that. Maybe that's because I was moving. I might have been able to stand in it if I actually stood still. Yes. Or at the very least, I'm going to try Alchemist's Mark on Scourge Arrow if I switch. The problem is I've been having a lot of fun with Poisonous Concoction.
I fear.
Yeah, Tai going super fast. It's actually kind of okay. Not great, though. I'll get wasting before Katava. So that's good.
Go.
Oh, I should give the elixir to get it out of my inventory.
Well, once more. Now that the Brine King is nothing but crap time.
Say yes.
Is that new?
Here our ways
I
divide.
was gonna say, it doesn't seem new to me. Yeah, that was one of those, I didn't even think about it, and then when I did it, I was like, oh yeah, it does do that. It feels like that's how it always looks, though. Chaos to elemental conversion is impossible. Unless the mechanics of conversion in Path of Exile get reworked, there will never be any chaos to anything conversion. So conversion goes in one direction. Fizz converts to lightning, which then lightning converts to cold, cold converts to fire, and fire converts to chaos. You can skip any number of steps along this process. So you could convert Fizz directly to chaos. Any combination within that. However, it will never go in reverse. Okay, this, that Chaos Weaver, awful. Why was I fighting that? What's wrong with me? The 20% chance, my guess is that it checks per attack, not per flask thrown. But I'm not 100% sure because that kind of thing is incredibly inconsistent wording. What do you mean? Call for Brotherhood doesn't reverse. It goes from lightning to cold, which is exactly in the right step. Fizz to lightning, lightning to cold, cold to fire, fire to chaos. Which means Fizz damage can be converted into any other damage. Lightning can be converted into cold, fire, or chaos. Cold can be converted into fire or chaos, and chaos cannot be converted into anything else. And before someone mentions it and says something like, what about the Rat's Cage, which has Fizz taken, or fire taken as Fizz? Taken as is damage shifting, not conversion. It follows different rules and does not have a fixed order. However, to prevent infinite loops, damage that is taken as a different type of damage, i.e. damage that has been shifted, cannot be shifted again. So if you take 100% of fire damage as physical damage from a rat cage, and you have percent of physical damage taken as fire damage, damage that is physical before shifting does shift over to fire, but physical damage you take from a rat cage's shifted fire damage is taken as physical and is not shifted back to fire. There is not a cap on how much you can shift. In fact, you can shift over 100%. You can also convert over 100%. And if you convert or shift over 100%, then it follows an order of operations. Which, I guess in terms of shifting, I'm not 100% sure if there is an order of operations. I forget that part. But it follows the order of operations. Then after the order of operations, it averages it and then divides it out as if it was only 100%. So converting 50% of your damage to cold, let's say you deal fizz damage and you convert 50% to cold and 50% to lightning. That is the same as converting 100% to cold and 100% to lightning. Because it will take, okay, 200% divided by 2 is 100%. Therefore, 100 divided by 2 is 50.
I shall strike you down.
And in fact, the Scourge Arrow POB that I made was specifically to explore shifting. Because you can get 100% of fizz damage. Oh, I died. It was a bad time to read chat. You can get 100% of fizz damage taken as other things, at least from hits. It was 40% of fizz damage just shifted regardless, and 100% of fizz damage from hits shifted. Taking a bunch of damage. Yes, it works differently for dot damage because most of the things say from hits. If something says, like Cloak of Flame says 40% of physical damage taken as fire damage. Therefore, Cloak of Flame shifts damage taken from physical damage over time. But something that says 10% of physical damage from hits taken as fire damage will only shift the damage from hits, not the damage over time. It should be noted that's another difference between damage shifting and conversion. You cannot convert damage over time. You can shift it. The way that I plan to solve it is either just kill everything faster with Prolith, or Cloak of Flame and Fizz taken as. Because if you don't take physical damage, you can't die to physical damage. Correct. You would be able to mitigate the hit that applied it, but not the corrupting fever damage itself.
May a new dawn arise.
Because corrupting fever... Well, I mean, if you hit a thing that inflicts corrupting blood on you when you hit it, then you don't mitigate anything. Also, corrupting fever is a weird one because when you inflict it as a player, it's always on hit, but sometimes when you hit enemies, they inflict corrupting fever on you.
By the light.
So that also makes it a little bit more complicated. Yeah, there's no way this is worth it. +1 to level. Oh, I can't do that. I'd love to, but there's no way I can do that. I think I just go effective Withered for now. Then start filling out my last flask wheel for utility flask charges.
It's funny.
Exile. Exile. Wake up.
Well. 7 hours, 54 minutes.
Farewell. It's through the tunnel.
Not a bad time for me. It depends on what content you're doing. But yeah, if you're talking about maps, all you really need is Ellie Res, Chaos Res, and Fizz Defense, and you're fine. But when gear is scuffed, there is always the option to just die and fix the problem later.
The job never ends.
Though that is very much why the title of this is How to Not Level Poisonous Concoction. Instead of how to level Poisonous Concoction. So I don't endorse just dying and fixing it later. Even if that is exactly what I always do at low levels. Alright, I still have... Oh well. For my first few maps, it's totally fine to use the leveling filter still. Yeah, I thought about the Chaos Res. I also just thought about the fact that I can fix that later. Wait, why Whispers of Doom? That seems like an overinvestment for what you get. Oh, wait. My Plague Bearer wasn't on. I was like, why is the spider not dead? The spider is not dead because Plague Bearer wasn't on. Oh, look, a Chaos Orb. You know, that burning ground is annoying. This is going to get problematic, isn't it? Plague Simulator, go. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it when you could instead get +1 curse on your chest. Wait, can you... Wait a minute. Does this reach? Because if you can do this, then you absolutely do it. Because then you get all this stuff, and you get this. But if that doesn't reach, then I don't think it's worth it. Wait, I need to go hit the lever. I really don't think Alchemist's Mark is worth it. If you're going to go dual curse, you would want to do self-cast punishment plus a despair on hit ring. Okay, inescapable. Impossible escape, not inescapable. Impossible escape. Oh, I get to do this. Oh, it's itemized now because I did it in a map. That's cool. The reduced elemental damage... Take it. I believe the wiki page explains that. The wiki page has a page for order of operations for damage taken and being hit. Oh. Oh, that was Echoist. No wonder. They actually had Real Blade Vortex. Most enemies can't cast Real Blade Vortex. Wait, why poachers? Just for the fizz extra? I'm very skeptical that Poacher's Mark or Alchemist's Mark is the right call as opposed to punishment. No, you can drop the claw wheel anyway. If you're talking late game gearing, mana cost shouldn't be that significant of an issue. And by drop the claw wheel, what I really mean is switch it to the crit immunity, because you don't actually want to drop the claw wheel. Yep, no problem. Yeah, you go Echoist over there. No. No, I'm not getting near you now. The +1 curse is a Hunter mod or a Delve mod. So if you need Eldritch Influence, you'll want the Delve version. Otherwise, you'll want the Hunter version. Because the Hunter version is much easier to get. No problem. I think if we're talking... Oh, I'm dead. Nope. That was a... Hey, how's it going? I'm just doing my first map, and it's not going super well because I didn't fix my resists, because I wanted to see how bad it would feel if I didn't fix them. It feels pretty bad if you don't fix any resists or defenses before doing your first map. But I'm going to fix them after this, and it should be totally smooth from there. No POB. Have not POB'd things. We'll POB things later. Mostly if things don't work out, we'll POB things later. If things keep working, probably won't POB things for a couple of days. And I'll probably POB things later anyway, just to be sure everything's working okay. Let's see, what can I get? Cast speed, a shield. I have to actually look at this stuff right now. It's all potentially relevant. It's a nice quiver, just not very useful to me. That's healthy. Alright, I'm just going to take currency. Maybe I should have grabbed this. Nah, it's not good. There is, I think there should be a guide in the video description, unless that didn't save properly. Which is something that I read, but I'm not strictly attempting to follow. So TLDR, even with the prolif and stuff, not having res feels pretty darn bad. Not that I'm particularly surprised by that. My life total feels fine. Squishiness to Fizz doesn't even feel horrible, but to Ellie, yeah, huge problem. But that'll be fixed after this. The fights shouldn't be too bad. I mean, we'll see, but it got rebalanced. Yeah, I have Purity of Elements. It's just that I don't have any other resists right now. Oh, I should have that off.
Fear what you cannot see. Give no quarter. Ghost flame.
Oh. Yeah, your Cyclone probably deals fire damage.
No escape. Ghost flame. My last
Goodbye.
voyage.
Yeah, things should leap on you a bit less. All right, well, I'll worry about that in just a second. For now, I need to go talk to Commander Kirak. And then use my ill-gotten gains.
Now that you've had a glimpse, stay vigilant.
There we go.
Hail Godslayer.
Ooh, damage with poison and dexterity. And that's definitely an upgrade. Yes, there is an exit lake button. Put this aside here. Put a bunch of this stuff in here. Oh no. How many chaos do I have? 9 whole chaos. All right. It's time to go and buy some stuff, like a belt with actual stats on it. I'm going to try for Flask Effect Duration Life Strength. 2 chaos is just slightly too high. 1 chaos will do. That's my budget. This has an open suffix, which is perfect. The Direct Whisper is so nice. I want to make sure to give him the 1C, not... Okay. So now there's that, and my strength doesn't break, which is good. My resists are very broken. I need more chaos and less lightning. That is not sellable. That is garbage. Flask Effect Duration is cool because it means that the quality of life from my flasks being up even longer. That's a nice flask duration.
Hail gods.
I think Arctic Armor has me covered in terms of fizz damage. These boots are 20% movement speed, dual res, dex. Yeah, the boots are fine. I don't need to replace those. The shield's pretty bad, though. That I could easily replace. Do I need the int? I don't think so. I stand corrected. I do need the int. Oh, 1 more intelligence required. God damn it all. I could always do strength intersight, but ugh. All right, we'll see about that. This is the next thing to replace. Do I want Snakebite? No, I don't want Snakebite. They are 5, 6, 10C. Not worth it to me. Oh, my helmet's also complete garbage. Okay. Oh, as is my chest. Okay, so these are the things that I replace. I probably keep the shield for now, because it's only kind of garbage. League start, very good. Wonder what a Cloak of Flame is. 1C. But... here's the question. What is a Cloak of Flame that is 5-linked? None for sale. Alright. Dendrobate, select... I like this. 15C, 16C, 1 Divine, 17C. Okay, so Dendrobate, not worth it. But I don't strictly need it to be a 5-link, do I? Kind of want it to be a 5-link, though. Okay, most of the 5-link uniques, even the bad ones, are pretty expensive right now. Gotcha. What about helmets? Okay, so I do also need strength somewhere. Helmets and gloves. So rare gloves. Oh, I could get... what are they called? The Poison BV gloves. The Embalmer. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. Oh. Yeah, it looks like most of the rest are 3C. Oh, someone else just posted one for 2, though. If you can stand Spark, Spark Inquisitor's fun. Alright, fine, I'll just buy from someone else. They are taking too long. Perfect. And now this is why I needed chromes. So I'm going to need to chrome this to probably 4 green. Maybe 3 green, 1 red. Yeah, 3 green, 1 red is so much better here. And now Link. Perfect. So, Greater Volley, Poisonous Concoction. I'll level Void Manip separately, and I'll put in Life Tap. Because this is how I fit in Blood Rage. Fit in Blood Rage by not paying mana for my main skill. This also solves all of my mana problems without having to think about it for a while. Which is another plus. And level 20 Vile Toxins, pretty decent.
Hail, Godslayer.
More damage with poison. Probably not quite as good as this. But combined with a life tap, better. At least once they level up a bit. And it gives me Chaos Res. And it gives me flat damage. So, very, very good item early on. And now that I have that, I'm going to base the rest of my gearing around that. I'm just going to get a rare chest with stats. I'm trying for, let's say, okay, so apparently 130 life is too much. With 70 res. But 122 with fire and lightning isn't. Do I need lightning? Yes, I need everything. But I especially need cold. Congrats! Yeah, that should solve your gear for maps. Right, so maybe I go lower on the life and higher on the res. I like that idea. Oh, that requires 180 strength. I was like, oh look, an astral plate. That would be great. But no, an astral plate's a bad idea. Cold, lightning, dex on an armor evasion chest. No open affixes. I think I might care more about res than life right now. They're all astral plates. No, a Valregalia. Oh, here we go. This is why you always change your search parameters, because eventually you'll get something really neat that pops up. It's not quite as much res as I wanted. But it's got spell block on it, which is really cool. And a little bit of extra defense early on until I can get my suppress cap. See where they go, hideout or... Yep, they went hideout. There we go. And so now, whatever helmet I get needs lots of cold res. And I think I can craft to solve most of the rest. Oh, and ideally strength on it. Hmm. 28 strength, 34 int, 41 armor. Oh, for 3C, it's a little steep. Here we go. It even has accuracy, which is somewhat useful, because I don't think I'm quite capped. Oh, I am. Just not by that much. Oh, I shouldn't have gone here. Whoops. Somehow I saw wetlands and then thought hideout. That is a very bad item that does exactly what I need it to. Except for have green sockets, but that's okay. And I think I can just craft to fix the rest for now. Because cold and lightning. Oh, how many alchemies do I have? That's a good question. 3. So I'll use 1 here, because I'm probably going to be using this chest for a bit. There we go. And does this have suffix? Yes. So now I just do cold res. Probably not going to be using this for long. Just lightning res. How close am I now? Getting there. I don't think I can put anything on this. If they're level 100 in League, they have to have abused a bug. Oh, I messed that up. I was supposed to do fire res on one of those. Okay, I'll do fire and lightning lowest tier on this. Or, that's good enough that I can justify. Yeah, I was going to say, no way did anyone get there that fast. Okay. Now I have to deal with rearranging and fixing sockets. Plaguebearer should ideally have KoE on it. But for that, I'm going to need another blue socket. And for that, I'm going to need to recolor this and maybe add some more sockets to things. So let's get... There we go. Despair... Purity of Elements, Vitality, Steel Skin. I'll put Despair on right click. Do I still want Dash? I kind of want Shield Charge.
God Slayer.
That I can move. This I can move. So this is just leveling. This I need. This I need. This I want. That's just leveling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I recolor this. Because that shouldn't be hard. I need 1 red. Does 2 red work? Yeah, 2 red works. Because now I can do shield charge, faster attack, blood rage. And then in here I need a 3rd socket, and here I need a 4th socket. And this needs to... Hey, how's it going, Blank? Let's see. No, I need you to be... There we go. So, Plaguebearer. Dash can go in there. Arctic Armor. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know all that much about Grimro's current guide. I looked at his guide last league, and overall the only real difference between what he was doing and what I was doing was that he was going double ones and I was going shield. But also, I mostly just YOLO'd what I actually did. So there could have been very much a bigger difference that I just didn't notice because I was YOLOing rather than following a plan. All right, Ink AoE support. Perfect. There's no way these sell for anything. So now my res is mostly fixed. My damage is mostly fixed. Right, I forgot they added these. I mean, Grimro's guide is very much targeted for trade. Do I go this way? I kind of want to go here. And then here, and then over to Expedition and Harvest. Maybe I do drop Harbinger. Oh, it's so awkward. And then I block stuff slowly over time. And then I block stuff slowly over time. Let's do this. See how the lake goes. I mean, when you say it needs work, is it that there's information missing? Because it looked pretty comprehensive last league. Oh, everything's a mess. So this goes here. Oh, you can damage enemies as they're coming up. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember it being very straightforward as well. Oh, shield charge, right. Shield charge here? Dash for gap crossing here. And which aura was that? That was Purity of Elements. This way I don't ever die to being body blocked anymore. Just die to stuns or that. Oh, he moved it to max roll. I was referring to his video. I have no idea what's going on with max roll. I don't really look at written guides, so the only reason that I looked at the one for Poisonous Concoction is because it was written by a friend. Poor Azaro. Please stop bullying Azaro. Oh, this is the dead end. Right, it's over here. Mid-game wand. Probably, well, define mid-game for me, because when I think mid-game, I think something like Fizz dot multi and +1 Fizz. That might not be, because when I think mid-game, I think yellow maps. But Tier 16s are some people's mid-game. Yeah, for me, I was thinking yellow maps, early reds. Level 60 to white maps. Whatever you can find. Fizz.multi or +1 Fizz gems. Oh, I shouldn't have gone there. It's okay, though. I have Plague Simulation active now. Plague Simulation is scaling and doing its thing.
The devout offer nothing at the altar. They only take and destroy.
Don't know if Pelvar support really matters there. Alright, generate a copy. So this is adds physical damage to attacks against you. I mean, that's a lot of dex. Sure. I'm not going to use it, but it's neat. Oh, this is the end of the thing. That was my first in-map Lake of Kalandra. There's a lot of accuracy on that ring.
Godslayer.
And transmute. Put up for 1C. There we go. What maps do I have? It's a very good question. Why is my map tab? Did I just never properly rename my map tab in standard? Oh, it doesn't even have the affinity active. Weird. Oh, right. Strands of tier 1. Let's go Stranding. I don't think I'm quite ready for Temple of Atzwaddle. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Jason, and have a good night. Thank you again for the gifted memberships. Huh, must be a bug then if it's doing it for a lot of people. I thought it was just me. Yo. That's gonna happen until I get used to the fact that Chaos Weaver is something dangerous. Though it'll be less dangerous when I have actual chaos resistance. What do you mean? Throw it at nowhere. Like that? If so, because I'm reading my chat and assuming that something on screen is going to be hit. If I throw it and there's clearly no enemies around, it means I'm reading chat and I'm not actually looking at what's going on, and I'm just assuming if there are enemies, they'll be dead because I threw poison at them. Yeah, there's no real deeper purpose. Defeat packs of crabs. But could I become the packs of crabs? Defeat packs of monkeys. It's the monkey crab war. 3 is Withering Step, 4 is Plague Bearer. Oh wait, those things can't be withered anyway. Well, good luck tomorrow. Let's see, Purity of Elements can level, life tap, Poisonous Concoction. Oh, it's going to be huge damage. Best PC setup, as in what? Monsters fire additional oh wait, that's one I don't need to do. Right, Terrace, sure. I don't value my EXP at all.
Hail, God.
I don't really know that much about PC specs, so I don't really feel very qualified to help. I would say that my specs are probably more than you need. I have a 12700K and a 3080. And that definitely feels like overkill. But I didn't get them to play PoE, I got them for video creation stuff. And for that, they're very effective. Right, you're an echoist, so I'm just going to stand over here and dead. The most important thing, my understanding, is a CPU, especially with good single core performance. That PoE isn't super graphically intense, but it is very CPU intense. And while it is a multi-threaded game, your single core performance will often determine how certain mechanics like Delirium feel. Wait, I bet I can do this, can't I? No? Yes. Hasted Flamestrider. Pretty nasty. Should probably stop using double Quicksilvers. Should probably get a Jade or Basalt Flask. Being on super negative chaos res is not very good now that Chaos Weaver is a thing. Yeah, it's been very fun so far. The mechanic is really cool. Nah, not very rippy. I just made no effort to build defenses on this character so far. Big difference. I take something like 5 times normal chaos damage. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But none have dropped so far. Oh, that's Crystal Skin. That's much less scary. I also think I'm probably gonna end up dropping the Arctic Armor, because I keep running away from stuff instead of standing still when I should stand still, and then dying. I'm not sure if I have enough armor on Determination. I am in trade. See, those Chaos Weavers were fine because they didn't do base fizz damage. It's the base fizz damage that gets turned into fizz as extra chaos that gets me. I think I can just run through these. I can. You know, I'm not sure how I feel about getting a terrace map from my terrace map. I kind of don't like this layout. Easy level up. I also don't like how many buttons I have right now. Tier 1. I just got to maps. This is, I think, my third map. I'm also significantly underleveled for maps right now. Which is part of why everything is scary. That Esmite Tower Shield could actually be worth using. Wait, on. Oh, that poor peacock. It didn't deserve that. Should I do this? No, but I'm going to. It'll be fine. Go through here, get everything nice and withered. Oh, nope. That was way too greedy with all the stuff on the ground. Gotta collect those Atlas passives. To add essences to make my maps rippier, because they weren't rippy enough yet. Oh, that's not really that worth it.
Godslayer.
I didn't
Good
need a
day.
jewel. I would imagine Heist is still reasonably scary when you're undergeared. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna report Folk for hacking, because he's playing Lightning Conduit. Ooh, right. I don't have Corrupting Blood immunity. Fun, fun. Wait, how did I get a stack again? Oh, because I just get 10 instantly when I touch them with anything because I shotgun so much. Nice. Thank God I have absurd flask recovery right now. Like, I'm just tanking corrupted blood with my life flasks. Pathfinder is an awesome ascendancy. Yet withered, yet dead. Ooh. Alright, it is getting kind of late, and if you could maybe tell from the fact that I'm starting to get quieter, I'm starting to get tired. So I think this is where I'm going to call it for the stream, because otherwise I'm going to start to get very boring to interact with. But I'll probably take a few minutes to record a very quick "this is how day one went." And talk about the fact that I love the Lake of Kalandra. Maybe not the League yet, but the League mechanic, yes. League itself as a whole, we'll have to see. Too early to judge it. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed, though. I'm glad you've stopped by and spent so much time here, because it has been a while. That was a Droughtbringer. Oh, don't worry, you get the boat from the guy. Wait, you haven't met the Fisher King yet? I shouldn't be talking about this. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Don't think that's worth much. Yep, you have a good night too, Chris. Oh, I guess there's two Chris's here. Oh no, I died because I was looking at chat because I realized... yeah, that was bad. Yeah, this is the last map. Oh, there's more stuff over here. Ah, 3 Chris's. We have a Chris wall. At this point, I'm pretty sure everyone watching me is just named Chris. All 60 people who are here, all named Chris. I'm convinced, and nothing anyone says will prove me wrong. Even if it's factual, because that's how 2022 works, right? I'm kidding, I hope facts still matter. Sometimes it feels like they don't, though. Oh. Yeah, 70C Divines day 1 isn't too surprising. Especially since there isn't that much on the map device to push up the value of Chaos. I expect Chaos will become devalued very, very quickly. I also expect Divines to sit at a higher average cost than Exalts. And it's over here, right? No. Wait. I don't want you shooting me. You're empowered elements. Go away. Nobody likes empowered elements. Oh, really? You're immune to chaos now. Okay, please be unimmune to chaos and dead. Thank you. There we go. Maybe. I just think that unfortunately right now the options for what you're using it on aren't super compelling outside of Fortune Favors. I mean, there's Essences, which is good early, but Essences isn't going to drain that much of your chaos. And something like Expedition that would isn't super compelling right now. And time to burn Malagard. Perfect. Good way to end things off. Oh yeah, this is garbage. I can pick up boots to hope that there's 30 move speed. That's unfortunate. Because that is a great name. Oh, my Bated Breath is selling. Oh, the highlight is super obvious now. Perfect. But with that, thank you everyone who tuned in. Hopefully you enjoy. If you want to see the VOD, it will be up. If not, that's totally fine. Good luck on your league start. Hopefully your leveling goes well, and have a good night.